Welcome to Knapp Elementary School. My name is Georgette Burnham. I'm a first grade teacher here at Knapp and the leader of the Knapp Care Team. The goal of our team is to develop and support learning opportunities in an effort to close the achievement gap among our students in reading and mathematics. Our principal, Mr. Joe Mazza, and I thank you for your interest in becoming a volunteer tutor at our school. This video will provide you with information about the procedures you will use before, during, and after the tutoring session, the kinds of materials you will use, and other useful information and tutoring tips. Let's begin with the procedures you will follow. The after-school tutoring session will begin at 3:45 p.m. It is recommended that you arrive at the building by 3:20 p.m. to allow yourself enough time to sign in and look over the student's folder and materials before the student arrives. When you enter the building, please sign in with the building secretary. You will receive a name badge, a student folder, and a bag of materials. The student folder will contain a student attendance and record log, a warm-up exercise, a daily skills sheet, and practice pages. The bag will contain pencils, scratch paper, a whiteboard slate, markers, erasers, and other useful manipulatives. Once you receive the materials, you will go to the library and select a table to use. The student you are tutoring will be dismissed from the classroom at 3:45 p.m. to meet you in the library. Mr. Mazza will also be present in the library should you have any questions. The first time you meet the student, please take a few minutes to get to know the student. After you introduce yourself, you may want to tell the student a few things about yourself, such as your family, your hobbies, your career, or other things. Then you may want to ask the student some questions about herself, such as what grade she's in. Does she have any sisters or brothers? Or what are her hobbies? After you greet the student, you will begin with some warm-up exercises that will be in the student's folder. These beginning exercises will help the student to prepare for the skills being reinforced that day. After the warm-up, you will tell the student what skills they will be practicing. These skills will be listed for you on the daily tutoring sheet for that day. These skills have already been introduced and practiced in the classroom. However, the student needs additional practice. Each skill will have a separate practice sheet, as well as an answer sheet. For each skill, you should first demonstrate how to do the skill correctly, and then allow the student to practice examples with your guidance. Remember, the goal is for the student to understand how to do the skill correctly with ease. Take as much time as you need before proceeding to the next skill. Any skills that are not completed during the current tutoring session can be carried over to the next session. After you have finished, you will want to review with the student by having her tell you about the skills that she practiced. She should be able to explain how to do the skills correctly. During this time, it is important to determine how well the student understood the skills. Then you will record what skills the student practiced that day and how well she understood the skills. At the end of the session, you will dismiss the student to Mr. Mazza. He will assure that each student leaves from the building with a parent or designated guardian. Now, let's review the tutoring schedule. 3:20. Arrive at Knapp. Sign in with the secretary and receive your materials. Go to the library, select a table, and review the materials. 3:45. Greet the student and record her attendance. Begin with the warm-up exercise. 4 o'clock. Explain and demonstrate the daily skills. Have the student practice the skills with guidance. 4:35. Have the student explain to you how to do the skill and how well she understands the skill. Record the skill reinforced that day and check off how well the student understood the skill. Have the student help in putting away the materials in the bag. Dismiss the student to Mr. Mazza at the library door. Now, here is a video clip showing a tutor and a student during a tutoring session.
Hi Vanessa, my name is Mrs. Marsh and I'm going to work with you after school on your math. Could you tell me a little bit about yourself, what things you like and your family and anything else that you're interested in?
I like swimming. I have a sister, she's 7 years old and she's in first grade.
Great. Do you like to play outside or like to do other things with your friends?
I like to play outside in the front porch.
Yeah, that's fun too. Well, I have 2 children and I live close to our school here. And I also like to take walks outside, and I like to go to the beach, and I love to walk in the sand and play in the ocean. Can't do that in the winter though, but I do like to be outside, and I love working with kids. So today we're going to do some things with multiplication. So the first thing I would like to do is ask you to have a warm-up activity, and that's going to just help you to kind of think about multiplication and math. And that'll take a couple minutes, and then we're going to work on a brand new game for you, which is called Multiplication Bingo, and it will be a lot of fun. So why don't you finish one of these problems, and that'll help you to warm up your mind thinking about math. You could pick any of those if you wanted. And I do have a multiplication chart here, but we're going to try not to use it, okay? Okay, let me check. So this says, this is the 9 times table. 9 times 5 is 45. 9 times 3 is 27. 9 times 10 is 90. 9 times 8 is 72. 9 times 6 is 54. 9 times 7 is 63. Excellent. You got them all right. Good for you. It's so fast, too. Now, the next thing that we are doing, and what the goal or your objective is today, is to learn how to play multiplication bingo. Okay, and that's something you can play at home. That's something you could do at recess with a friend, so you can practice your facts, so you get the fact power, so that you really get strong in your multiplication facts. So our book here, our student reference book, tells us exactly how to play the game. So we need some number cards. We need a mat, and we have a mat here. But we could use a slate too if we wanted to. We need some counters and 2 or 3 people. We have 2. You're going to practice your multiplication skills, and we need some counters to place on our numbers, and we need our math cards, our everyday math cards, and we have all of that here. So when you have your mat, if you have 2 cards, you're going to multiply these numbers together. 5 times 5 is 25, and then you're going to put a counter on that number. And we're going to see who has bingo, or who has 4 in a row, or 4 diagonally, or 8 in the total number, okay, of counters. All right, so if we forget the rules, we can always open our book. You did a great job with this. Okay, now, I'm thinking that the top one could be yours, and the bottom one could be mine. And we'll see who wins. It's usually you, isn't it, Vanessa? Okay, so I will deal the cards, shuffle them up, and these 2 will be yours. We're going to multiply them.
20.
Okay, so 10 times 2 is?
20.
20. Do you see 20 there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, put your counter on there. Great. Now it's my turn. 6 times 6 is 36. And I have the same spot. How about that? Great. Here's the next one. 4 times 4 is yours.
16.
Okay. 5 and 16. Yep. Boy, that's a lucky move. Right in a row. 4 times 4 is 16. We'll get the same thing. Okay, your turn.
15.
Okay. Great. 4 times 5 is 20. That's, oh my goodness. I wonder who's going to win. 5 times 10?
50.
Mm-hmm. Great. 4 times 4. Now, we had that one before, right? So we can't use it. We'll try another one.
Sorry.
Have that one. Mm-hmm. Lucky you. Oh boy. 3 times 4 is 12. We'll just do a couple more and then we'll see who has the most here, okay? 10 times 10.
100.
Yep. Good. 10 times 10. 100. Okay, this will be the last one, okay? 6 times 3.
18.
Yep. Find that one. All right. Wow. You have 3 across here. You have 3 down, so all you would need would be either of those and you would win. So that was great, Vanessa. Boy, you did a super job with that. Now, do you think you could explain to me how to play multiplication bingo?
You have to have a deck of cards. You get the
Okay.
first 2, and then you answer it, and if you have it on the board, you put a chip there.
Okay. How do you win the game?
If you get 8 or if you get 4 across, diagonal, or straight.
Very good. Excellent. Do you think you'll play this with your friends?
Mhm.
Yeah. And because I have a couple copies I can give to you, and you could play with your friends, or you could play in your classroom during recess or some other times. Okay. Good job. Now, the one thing I want you to do before we leave, just to make sure that you are understanding your multiplication facts and that you really have fact power, is this is your exit slip. I'd like you to look at the fact triangle and figure out what the answer is at the top here and at the bottom here, and then write all your facts for these numbers. Okay? Very good. Oh, wonderful. 8 times 6 is 48. 6 times 8 is 48. 48 divided by 8 is 6. And 48 divided by 6 is 8. Very good. 9 times 7 is 63. 7 times 9 is 63. And 63 divided by 9 is 7. 63 divided by 7 is 9. Super. Excellent job. We appreciate that. And that's the end of our lesson for today. And I'll see you next week. And I'll let you have a couple of these to take home and practice. You could use pennies if you don't have these counters or markers. Okay? All right. Have a great day, sweetheart. We'll see you.
We hope this presentation has been helpful to you before you come for your first tutoring session. If you have any questions, concerns, or suggestions, please let us know. On behalf of the Knapp Care Team and Mr. Mazza, thank you for helping the students in our school develop the skills they need to be successful and lifelong learners in the North Penn School District.